And welcome back to Sunday Supplement. Welcome back to Riyadh Al Samurai, Mark Ogden and Charlie Wyatt. More on the Carabao Cup final to come on the show, but let's focus on what was a dramatic day in the Premier League yesterday, not least at the Amex Stadium. And Liverpool, a 10th defeat in the Premier League so far this season. The Sunday Telegraph goes with a rather damning headline there, Slot running out of excuses, with Danny Welbeck celebrating his 2 goals there that won that game for Brighton. We'll be focusing on Danny Welbeck and his England omission in a moment, Mark, but let's focus on a damaging result for Liverpool in the fight for the Champions League places. 2-1 defeat. Arne Slot tried to give a few reasons, some might say excuses, for why Liverpool performed much worse than they did against Galatasaray in midweek in the Champions League. Were they valid words, or a man feeling the heat?
I think he's feeling the heat. I saw his pre-match interview and he was almost making excuses before the game for it not going well. I thought it was a really strange approach for a Liverpool manager. They usually, talk it up, talk you Liverpool, you can win every game you play. But he's almost like finding reasons that they weren't going to win the game, and then obviously that's how it turned out. And look, he's had bad luck with injuries. Ekitike going off early, Salah being injured in midweek. I just think he's got problems that he can't solve right now, and that isn't all his fault. Defensively, they were all over the place yesterday. I thought Konate was poor. Van Dijk for the second goal hasn't really been pulled up as much as he should have been. The full-backs aren't great. Defensively, they needed more reinforcements in the summer. He didn't get them. Now, is that on him, or is that on the people who are, given the job to bring these players in? So I think you've got to give him a little bit of a pass on that, but ultimately he has to work with the players he's got, and he's not doing that. And I speak to people who cover Liverpool, a lot of Liverpool fans, and they say that the football has just gone boring, basically. It's very predictable, it's very slow. I think the stat was mentioned during the game yesterday about how little they're beating teams in terms of running on the pitch. I think Brighton ran them by 5 kilometres yesterday, so they're not running as much as they used to under Jurgen Klopp. And it seems the Klopp team that kind of in transition last season won the league, because it was still Klopp's team as much as Slot's. Now it's Slot's team. It's a different approach, and it's not the Liverpool that we've come to know for the last 10 years. And he's running out of ways to make it work. And I think it does feel like an inevitability that at some point he will lose his job, and I imagine the summer that he'll go, because I think they'll qualify for the Champions League but the way they're playing and the way that he's getting at what he's getting out of his players, it's just not enough.